desde el Cheers Bar de Sydney, el podcast de Nick y Matt. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Tired, and I got a lot of sleep, so I can't work it out. Yeah, I can't work it out.
Yeah, I think your body's in shock.
Why excited to work this week?
Oh, yeah.
How are you? You all right?
Yeah, good. I recovered from last weekend. Last weekend was a massive migration for my company, data stuff. So over and done with, sort of. So so glad to be back at Cheers Bar in Sydney, George Street.
Actually, this is how much of a good friend I am. I actually never asked you about that, did I?
About what?
About how did the work go? I remember you were going live last week, and I was like, oh, yeah. Forgot all about it, mate. Sorry.
That's all right. No, nothing much to talk about. So
I thought you were going to say nothing new.
Nothing new.
Mate, a few things have been going on this week, hasn't it?
Well, that's why we're here.
Yeah,
to talk about it. Every week something's happening.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if nothing happened? That's called the international break, by the way.
Yeah,
when nothing happens.
Mate, yeah. Well, I understand that you were live this morning.
Yes, with Robert Santona in a Twitter space. In Twitter space, I think we had about 15 or 16 people there. We had about three speakers. I was one of them. We're talking about a range of topics, and whilst we were on air, so to speak, the deadline day finished, and the topics were centred around deadline day, but also some other topics about Neil Blake leaving AFC Bournemouth and VAR.
Has he actually left?
Because I don't know. There's been an article, I haven't actually had time to read it, but if you're going to work for Black Knight...
Yeah.
Then Bill wants you close.
Okay.
So I want you here in Vegas, mate.
Is that where he's...
Well, he has to be, hasn't it? My main concern for Neil Blake is how is he going to get all his Bentleys from England to Las Vegas?
He's actually a very good friend. His cousin. So my other half, when I say went out with him, not went out with him, but literally used to go out with him and JB for a few drinks down in Poole. It's always go because JB used to go out with Tarn's sister.
Right, can you
John
tell
Best.
me who? John Best.
John Best?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Yeah,
so,
not the fitness first, anytime fitness guy from Poole.
No, that's Ben Jones.
Oh, Ben Jones. So yeah, okay, the JBs and the BJs. Okay. So we're talking acronyms all this time, even at work, and I'm thinking, goodness me, this is too much.
Yeah. So he might be going to because I sent you the article. I don't know if you already read it. I don't know if you already knew.
I just looked at it and thinking, something else. Is some homework for me to do from Matt. Read this, read that. I'm thinking, man, I'm busy.
My other half went, what does he look like now? I go,
old.
Yeah. And I said, well, he looks about our age. And then she went, oh, yeah, he does look older. I'm like, what do you expect? Was he like Benjamin Button and went backwards?
Who played that? Was that Mel Gibson?
No. That was...
Russell Crowe?
No, that was... Benjamin Button was Brad Pitt.
Oh, okay. Well, wait a minute. What's his name? Mel Gibson played a role where he was also getting younger, wasn't he? That's another film. Answers on the description. What film did Mel Gibson play where he was getting younger and younger?
I don't know.
Unless I'm making it up.
That was a dream you had.
You
had a dream.
Yes, so I was on that Twitter space. I'd never been on a Twitter space before, so I didn't know really what to do. You just got to click on the request to speak button on the bottom left, and so they were talking about the ins and outs and who's leaving, who's coming in and stuff like that. Obviously, we had more people leaving than we did going. Actually, that's the same thing. We had more people leaving than we did come in.
Right, hold on. That's the same.
Hold on.
That's the same as what everyone says about aeroplanes, about Gatwick Airport or Heathrow. They go, what was the saying? They go, when one goes in, another one goes out. It's really busy, and I'm like,
yeah, in and out. Yeah, same thing. I mean, different things. Anyway, yeah, no, we're just talking about the players that we've had leave. So we've had Jadon Anthony leave for Burnley.
Yep.
The guy in charge at Burnley is the one and only Mr. Cardigan,
Okay.
Scott Parker.
Right. Keep talking. Hold on, I've
And
got to do something.
we had so he's gone to Scott Parker. I think Scott Parker recruited him for Bournemouth a few years ago. I think when we were in the Championship. And so yes, he's gone there, and I think that's on a permanent. So not only is Jaden gone, Gavin Kilkenny has gone to Swindon Town. Gavin's always Gavin Kilkenny.
Where'd he come from?
He came from Bournemouth, mate. He's always been around Kilkenny. So we're not talking about the beer from Ireland.
I'm thinking of someone else.
Yeah, no. He's Swindon Town, but I think that's also a permanent move because he's just been loaned out season after season. And after a while,
Well, that's why I haven't seen him.
Hey?
That's why I probably haven't seen him.
Well, yeah, a lot of people haven't seen him. You only hear from him beginning at the end of the season.
Okay.
So he's come back. He's come back from loan, or he's going out to some other place. Yesterday was official because there's some hiccup with the Alex Paulson, the goalkeeper, Bournemouth signed from Wellington Phoenix in the A-League. And yesterday all the paperwork was sorted, and I thought it was sorted weeks ago. I don't know too much about that, but now everything is kosher. Everything's fine.
How can they muck it up?
I think different set of rules for A-League and different set of. So I think so that's been sorted now. But one of our players had gone to Arsenal.
In Neto.
Is that why you're wearing the Arsenal shirt?
Yes. No,
Yes,
it's not. No, I'm wearing this top. If I spin round, I wish I had one of those spinny chairs.
Right.
Premier
I thought
League
he was
badges.
was he always number 8?
Great, yeah, for Arsenal. No, I had this many years ago, and my dad, I loved
Batman.
Ian Wright. Yeah, Batman.
Yeah.
Batman. Right. My dad took us into birthdays. Now I've touched these headphones. Went into birthdays with me because they did. It was a card shop. Sorry, it was a card shop. But upstairs they did shirt printing.
Okay. Yeah.
And they did like the Premier League badges and things like that. You ordered them in. You went for me it was the Saturday before. I said, look, I need Ian Wright with the Nike, the Arsenal, everything. And they go, yep, okay, next week they'll be in for you. Bring the shirt down, and the old. I don't know if you can see that.
They're the original ones, aren't they?
Let's get the mic out of the way. The old Premier League badges.
The old Premier League badges.
Right.
I'm just saying, in case you don't get the audio levels.
And you were commenting on the.
That's one badge, which I think is one of the top badges of all time, only because of the detail that's in it.
Yeah.
And it reflects, the old style writing. It reflects the origins of the club, I think, rather than these newer, streamlined badges, which, a couple of lines here, a couple of lines there, and that's it. I'm thinking that, that was a good day's work for a graphic designer back in the 70s. Not like these days, it just takes you 20 seconds to come up with something.
What were we chatting about? Where? It was the England. We were chatting about this, I think, on the first podcast about the England, wasn't it? Something we'd had.
The England shirt.
It was the England shirt, but it was the St. George. Was it the Umbro or the St. George? Because they did a rainbow, and we were chatting about the graphic designer.
It wasn't a rainbow, it was some other thing. It was just had
something on there, and we were chatting about the graphic designer, and it literally didn't look like they spent any time on it. It looked like it was just thrown together, but they got paid a lot of money for it.
Yeah, I do remember. I do recall. That was way back in episode 1.
Yeah, something like that.
Episode 1. So we were talking this in the Twitter space.
Yep.
I think it was for over an hour. I just happened to wake up at 6:30, and I had a message from Robert saying, "Yeah, we're doing it at 6:45."
For me. It was 5.
Oh, yeah,
my little one comes in. No, it's not that I'm trying to. You can look after her if you want and get up at 5. Right? No. But yeah, 6. I saw the early message and it was I replied back to you, didn't I, straight away?
And so I thought, oh well, why not? So we went on. I went on the thing. We're talking about the transfers. We're just going through the names. So we've got Jaden, who's gone. We've got Kilkenny, who's gone. Neto.
Yes.
So let's get back to that. We
Neto.
took a bit of a detour around Neto. So
that's me. Wait, I'm just putting my collar in like how Ian Wright used to play.
Yeah.
Wait, it's got to disappear. There we go.
So Neto, we've had a bit of a goalkeeper merry-go-round, haven't we, around the country? It's been a little bit crazy. So Neto's gone to Arsenal. Do you know why?
No.
Money. Not for him, but I think we're bringing Kepa.
Sorry, Neto.
I think we can't have a Kepa and a Neto.
Okay.
Obviously, it's too much money.
Yeah.
Arsenal taking care of Neto's wage.
Wow.
Which I have no idea how much that is, but I do know Kepa's wage is 150 grand a week. 150 grand a week, but I think Chelsea are also taking care of some of that. So anyway, so good luck to Neto. With David Raya as the number one choice.
Yep.
Will he get to play or feature maybe in cup games, I suppose? Who knows? You want a quality backup, don't you? And that's the hard thing, because if you've got two quality backups, you've got a quality backup to your number one goalkeeper, they're always going to want to play. So that's the incentive, though. It depends how you take it.
Do you want to get paid good money and be in the Premier League and sit on a bench, or do you want to actually play? Because that's one thing I've been watching at the moment online about some of the old players. Like Trigger, what's his name?
Trigger.
I forget his name now. Used to play for Liverpool. They went to Blackburn. Oh, I can't remember his name.
Not Tim Flowers.
No, he played for Ireland. It's not McAllister.
Anyway.
McAteer, Jason McAteer.
Oh, McAteer.
Right. So when Souness turned up,
hard man Souness.
Yeah, he just wanted to get out. Do you know what I mean?
I don't blame him. I want to get out if Souness came as my manager.
I told you I bumped into him. I think I might have said it on a previous podcast.
Tesco, you told me all about it, yeah.
Again, can I tell you again?
No way, get out. Okay, so Neto to Arsenal.
Yes.
We're going to be here for 4 hours, otherwise, the way you're going.
And back in 2004...
So he's gone to Arsenal. Another goalkeeper, Alex Paulson, like I mentioned before, he's properly going to Auckland. And Mepham had his medical earlier today, UK time, and he's all set. He's at Sunderland. That's a loan. And Jefferson.
Yeah.
Daniel Jefferson, who's gone to Watford.
It's been quite active, hasn't it, for us?
Well, outgoings, yes.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Well, but then saying that, we've had a couple of lads come in, we've had a couple of defenders come in, haven't we?
Yes, well, we've talked about them in the previous podcast. So we've had Julian Araujo, or Araujo, if you want to use the English pronunciation.
Or Steve to his mates.
Steve. Hoyson.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been brilliant. I think they've both been brilliant. They've hit the ground running.
Yeah.
Both games. Actually, when I say both games, Hoyson didn't start for the Newcastle game, did he? I think it was just the Forest. I don't think he was there. So yeah, he's. But anyway, look, I'm sure will be used. And Evan Nilsson from Porto.
Yeah.
So he had a good chances, didn't he, for us against the Toon?
Yeah.
How did he get on in the West Ham game? Because I didn't watch any of that. You watched it, so
I saw a bit of that. First half, yet again, it was exactly the same to the Forest game, to a certain degree. You know, they weren't firing that much. It was a lot was West Ham. There was a couple of chances for us, but then second half we woke up.
That seems to be a trend.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, well, it's taken. Maybe it's just the formation. Maybe it's just how everything is. They're just still, even after and I said this last week, even after the pre-season, they're still waking up. They're still trying to get their formation together. They're still trying to gel. maybe it's taking this long to settle in. Who knows?
Yeah, but that same goes for every team, though. So I don't think.
Yeah.
So imagine have two teams that don't wake up until the second half. What happens then? You know.
It's a boring game.
It's a boring game.
It's a very boring game.
Yeah.
But no, look, there was a goal disallowed.
What, in the West Ham game?
Yes.
First half or second half?
Second half. VAR.
Oh, okay. Look, I look like a complete idiot. I haven't watched the game. So, disallowed for us?
Yes.
Okay. So
I can't remember the lad's name. I'm not going to lie.
Don't worry.
But literally, I'm still thinking about the Newcastle game where it came off the shoulder, but where it happened, literally, they disallowed the goal. And I think you've pointed this out. At the moment, every decision has been against Bournemouth for the VAR.
Yeah.
Almost.
We're not victims, but I mean, it just seems to be that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Against Forest.
Well, look, it's like everything. You look at the Premier League a few years ago with Alex Ferguson. Everything was against every other team. So I don't know. It's just, is it the luck of the draw? Is it how the referees are seeing it? Are they getting paid off? We don't know. It's just how it is. Yeah, it was an enjoyable game for what I saw of it. But it's a cup.
Yeah, I know,
again,
but this is when you have players on the bench and, you want them to get a bit of game time and stuff. You can't always send them to the reserves.
No, I know, but
because that would be demotivating, really, if you play in the reserves.
football,
unless
mate.
you're coming back from injury,
Yeah.
where you need a bit of a bit of practice and a bit of game time. But
It's
I think
football, it's
just be
always been
hungry,
like that,
be hungry, and strive to get better and impress El Mister, the gaffer, and So we've had a few outgoings.
Yeah.
And the West Ham game, apart from the goal being disallowed, there was something else that happened, wasn't there?
There was, mate. Unfortunately, the sad news of Sven-Goran Eriksson, bless him, died 26th. What was that, Monday or Tuesday? Can't remember now. Monday.
Yep.
Looking at my watch. So he's been battling cancer for a bit, and can't really say too much about it apart from his records, really.
What, vinyl?
Yeah, police record. He had Roxanne.
Sorry, this is a serious topic.
Someone's dying. There's me cracking a joke. So look, I didn't really know much about him until he came to England.
Yeah.
2001 to 2006, and the one thing that I remember about this chap was he allowed all the wives and the girlfriends to turn up
to training.
Yeah, probably more than likely, right? And they reckon that was a distraction for the last World Cup. 2006 was that? That wasn't Africa.
Germany.
Was it Germany?
Yeah.
So when was the African World Cup?
2010. That's the one Spain won.
Was it? Wow. Okay. Yeah. So there was that, and he was sort of to blame for bringing them all in.
Well, yeah. I think people will always look for excuses if the team don't perform.
Yeah, we had some quality players, but then
Michael Owen was still in that team, wasn't he?
Ooh.
2000 and probably not actually.
Don't know.
Answers down in the comments,
please. But yeah, so yeah.
But I was actually referring to what happened in the minute 88 in the West Ham Cup game when I said something else happened. And you went off on Sven.
I thought that was it, mate.
No.
I thought that's what
happened?
Was it?
They scored.
Oh,
West Ham. I'm thinking Sven didn't make an appearance.
Quality reporting. Mate, I thought that's what... Because I wanted to talk about Sven. I didn't realise... I forgot all about it. I thought, something else happened. I was like, mate, I thought we moved on.
No, because you only mentioned about the disallowed goal for Bournemouth.
Yeah, so we lost 1-0.
We lost 1-0.
That's it, moving on.
Even the people on the other end of the stadium could see that it was a handball. Bowen or Bowen? Bowen. How do you pronounce that?
Which it depends. It depends on how much alcohol you've had the night before.
Okay. That was a clear handball.
Yeah.
And any other, if that had been Bournemouth scoring, that would have been disallowed.
Yeah, again.
It has to be.
Yeah, again. It's. I think with the modern, it's me rubbing my face. With the modern game, there should be less room for all these inconsistencies in the rules.
Yeah. But the more technology you chuck at it, the worse it becomes.
I can't work out how you can rewind it and then find out that it's a goal. It stands to goal. It's like. What was the game? Was it the Forest game? No, it wasn't the Forest game. It was the Newcastle game where we had a goal disallowed for offside. Now, is it your shoulders? Just say, for example, because when I saw the VAR, the chap, I can't remember who crossed it in, but he was on an angle. His feet were behind the line, who passed the ball, right, crossed it in, and it looked to me, it was like millimetres, but it was still ruled. VAR ruled it offside.
And that was Bournemouth.
That was Bournemouth, yeah. So
silly question.
Yeah. So you would think now it would be spot on, pinpoint. They could have cameras
on every single. Yeah, I know what you mean. They still get it wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel sorry for Dango.
Yeah.
Utara. He scored at Manchester United last season away.
Okay.
He scored at Forest, first game of the season. He scored at against Newcastle at Dean Court. I just think, whenever he scores, it's going to be disallowed, so why bother? It just seems, I'm thinking that's just poor guy.
Mate, I'm sure that couple of quid that he gets every week is going to soothe that pain.
I know. But anyway, he's fired up. I think.
That's a good sign. It's a great sign.
He's fired up.
Yeah.
That's where you channel your energy into positive. And hopefully he'll score against Everton. I've said to on the Twitter space this morning I said Otawa will score 2 goals and Evan Nilsson will score another one.
Yeah.
Against Everton. And I really think we should smash Everton this time. They've got 0 points, no goals.
Yeah,
Look,
slow start.
They played against Brighton and against Spurs.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes, most of the time, Bournemouth lacks that aggressiveness, that hunger, that killer instinct.
That we lost with Solanke.
I don't think we've ever even had that, even with Solanke.
Do you know what? Every time I watched him, that was what I wanted them to do ever since I started watching them.
I'll tell you who has that killer aggressive hunger is Semenya. And maybe Kirkes as well to an extent. Cork and Christie are workhorses, horses and stuff like that. But when you got someone like Semenya running at you and really going for it and going for goal, most defenders would be very, very uncomfortable with that.
Yeah.
So I think we just need more of that. And you don't take your chances, you pay for it in the Premier League because if it's always going to hover around 0-0 or 1-0, then you're in trouble because people. Because quality is there in every squad, right? It has to be, because it's Premier League.
Yeah.
They've got the money. They can buy these players, but...
What's the reason why they came up? Do you know what I mean? The teams come up into the Premier League. That's the reason, because they're that good.
Well, yeah, and even the ones that are there. But, so I really want Bournemouth to take the ball by the horns at Goodison Park, which, by the way, is the last game for Bournemouth at Goodison Park, because they moved to a new stadium.
I didn't know that. I've missed that. Where are they moving to?
They're moving to Brookmoor Docklands in Liverpool. Oh. They built the stadium already, just under 53,000.
I missed that.
53.
Is that
53,000. I think that's a sensible amount. Sensible for Everton. You don't want to do a 70,000. Look, I always say, if you can build a stadium and have the option to expand later, that's a win-win. because then you can test the waters. You can, but the last thing Everton wants, and especially they just about avoided it at the end of last season, was you don't want to be in the Championship with a brand new stadium, 53,000, and be playing in front of crowds of maybe 10, 20 stuff. So so it's the end of an era. It's like the Boleyn ground, the old Upton Park, West Ham, that went back in 2015-16 season. That's when we played them, and we won 4-3. That was our first away game of our Premier League history.
It's a shame, really, because some of these old grounds are really nice.
Yeah.
There was one of the Craven Cottage.
Oh yeah. And Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Villa Park, Burnley.
I don't know.
Is that called Turf Moor or Turlin Moor?
Turlin Moor, one road in, one road out. Mate, yeah, no, I don't know Burnley's ground in the slightest.
It's an old-fashioned
Is it?
One. Yeah, I think one of our mutual friends have been to Burnley a number of times, and has always commented about how good and how still got that old-fashioned feel about it.
Yeah. I did the old Wembley.
Yes, I haven't been to the new Wembley, but I've been three times to the old one.
Yeah. No, I went to watch the Foo Fighters.
That's a good game. Yeah.
Quick story. So, my ex's brother and sister-in-law flew from Ireland, right, that morning to come with us to go all the way up to London, because I was obviously living in Bournemouth. Drove all the way there, 4 hours of traffic. Normally it should take about 2.5. 4 hours of traffic, parked up, managed to get a space, ran up got into the stadium, ran up the stairs to hear their first tune, Pretender, kicking in. And then we get all the way up because our seats were in row Z somewhere, right? And as we get up to the top, we didn't realise that the brothers, my ex's sister-in-law was scared of heights. She came all the way up and went, "Oh no, I can't do this," and had to crawl backwards.
That is funny.
Right, so she missed the concert. She was
in the bar downstairs.
No, she was like, so where the steps go up to like where the seating arrangement is, she had to wait just outside of that. So we took it in turns. Yeah, mate. So
I've been in a few stadiums like that, mostly in Spain.
Yeah.
But the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan for Sevilla FC.
Okay, yeah.
You're basically
yeah
looking down like that, like it's like, oh.
It's amazing construction when you think about it. You know how they can build something that makes you think you're looking down.
Well, it goes back to the Romans, amphitheaters and
I suppose. Well,
Roma FC.
The old Wembley. It was. I think we spoke about this. Wimborne Town.
Yeah, that was my first Wembley visit.
Yeah.
Second one was England versus Bulgaria. That was a friendly.
Okay. Yep.
And then the last one was the England versus Spain in the Euro '96.
Okay. Yeah. Euro '96. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I talked about that, I think, on the first or second podcast. And so yeah, I've only been 3 times to the old Wembley Stadium, the Twin Towers. And I've seen Wembley from afar. It was quite hard to miss it if you're in London or in London Eye. You can see the arch.
That's true. Yeah.
So I've seen it from afar, but that's it.
So
My English grandparents used to live in Neasden, which is quite close to Wembley.
Okay.
That part of North London. So that's a stone throw away from Wembley Stadium. So.
Mate, I do miss it. Admittedly, as much
the old Wembley.
Just London.
London.
Which sort of brings me on to a segue of Manchester City.
Okay, what's happening?
Right.
Is this a complicated segue?
No, it's not a segue, because there's 2 brothers that have just got back together again. That's Man City supporters.
Right.
Oasis have come back, and I'll be going to watch them, hopefully, in Wembley.
Yay, watch out for the shiny bald
That's my top news for this week, football related.
Wait a minute, don't celebrate too soon. You're yet to buy the tickets.
I haven't got the tickets yet. When do
they release them? In a
So,
few hours?
There's a couple of hours. So I've got 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Okay. Yep.
So, but I'll be going back. If I get tickets, I'll be going back to Wembley.
Right, you'll be able to get your autographs from Matt at Wembley Stadium.
I'll be getting my laser pen. No. So so that's slightly football related. I thought I'd let you know about
City.
And Wembley.
Yeah, Wembley City. So are they only doing Wembley concerts, or was it a series?
No, so they've got Murrayfield.
In Scotland.
Yeah, you got I think the Millennium Stadium. What I remember.
Yeah.
Cardiff Arms Park, the old one. And then so there's 3, and they're not doing not Main Road. What's Man City's ground? I can't remember now.
Etihad.
That's it. They're not doing that for some reason because I think there's construction going on. They're doing it. I can't tell you where they're doing it. Heaton Park. They're doing Heaton Park.
Where's that? Manchester.
In Heaton.
I was going to talk about something about the Etihad.
Yeah.
When I was there to watch the Bournemouth game 2 years ago, I took in this. This is the AFC Bournemouth Sydney
Show it, mate.
flag.
Jihad.
AFCB.
Look at that.
Anyway, that they wouldn't let it into the stadium.
Why?
I said, "Does it have a fire sticker?"
I was about to say,
I said,
was going to say that
what do you mean?
jokingly.
I said, "What do you mean a fire sticker?" So a fire safety sticker. So do you know what I said to them? I said, "Where can I get a sticker?" They looked at me, and anyway, so luckily for me, there was a Bournemouth minibus.
Yeah.
That took people in wheelchairs and things like that up to the stadium to Manchester. So I asked the driver, and very kindly, very nicely, do you mind if you could keep this in there, because you can't take it in. Then what do you do? I mean, this is a custom-made flag. So I'm thinking, wait a minute, these jerseys are pretty much the same material, polyester.
Hold on, can you... Sorry.
Yeah.
So because...
This is my rant and my complaint. 2 years later.
Have these got a fire sticker on?
I do not know. But it's the same material. So it's gotten that ridiculous for a fire stick. Even one of the guys that was at the security checkpoint said, "Yeah, no, look, it's just gotten, this whole safety thing has gotten way."
How do they work that one out?
Well, I don't know, but I looked online later to see if I could get a fire sticker and just put it on there. And I said, "Well, what about those Manchester City flags? Oh, they probably got a fire sticker."
Probably.
Well, yeah, they probably got a fire sticker because everyone else was carrying flags into the stadium. So again, just like VAR, I guess it was a Bournemouth flag. You know, it gets ruled out.
It gets ruled out.
So check-in badge. Oh, Bournemouth. Right, nah.
Oh, that's amazing, mate. I don't know. That's just stupid.
I mean, could you imagine going back in time to the 1970s and telling that story? They'll be wetting themselves, wouldn't they?
Coming from the stands where they're all made of wood, there's so much paper underneath the seats that it's just waiting to go up. Yeah. Imagine.
Yeah, Bradford.
I kid you. I don't. I'm sorry. I
couldn't believe it. I thought I was on camera. I was being set up by someone.
It's not even flammable material. And
do you want to try it now?
And what I mean by that is it's not like it's. I don't know.
See, all the scarves are made out of polyester.
Yeah.
This isn't wool. This is AFC Bournemouth Sydney scarf, right? These are also flammable. I mean, you get a spark on that. You know, obviously, this would set up fire quicker than that.
It would melt. That stuff just melts. All of this stuff melts. That's what it does. It melts. I think that's what that security guard was. He was a melt.
Well, it was summertime, so yeah.
No, don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it.
I don't get it. Fire sticker. I'm thinking, right, I'm searching on eBay for fire stickers. I can just put them on all these different things.
It's beyond me.
Mind blown, mind-boggling. Honestly, it was just like I thought I was being. Remember Jeremy Beadle? You know, people used to be set up and stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a long time off air now, but I mean. Yeah, you had hidden cameras. I was looking for hidden cameras. was thinking, wait a minute, someone's setting me up. This is just unbelievable. But yeah, that's Main Road. I mean, it's Etihad, Man City. So I thought I'd link that as well.
And that was at the Etihad?
That was at the gates where you check in.
Wow.
Before you walk a little bit longer and get into the main entrance.
Yeah, because I think Main Road was quite an old stand, wasn't it? I could understand that if they're trying to ban everything flammable.
Unbelievable. Oh, yeah, and that's right, because everything's made out of concrete these days.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, look, it's a nice stadium, but it's definitely not my favourite. I prefer Anfield, to be honest.
It's a very small, mate. I've driven around that because I got relations up in Liverpool, and it's really nice to see the houses that. The houses next to the stand. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I like it. I like the old the Chinese fish and chip shop right next to the stadium. You get your lovely Korean chips. You got the Arkles pub on one side.
I don't remember it, mate. It was a long time ago.
And then just walk a block and maybe one stand south, and then you get this chip. I was there for that 9-0.
Who was that against? Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Was it 2?
Yeah, 2 years I was there. Me and a few others.
Did you wait around to the 90th minute thinking they're going to get a goal back?
No. I left at the 80th minute and I went to that chip shop and got curry and chips, and that was the highlight of my day. They were nice.
Amazing. Yeah.
That was 8-0. I mean, I knew people that left at half time.
Wow.
It's half time. It's 5-0.
Yeah.
That was when Parker, Scott Parker said, we're not good enough, blah, 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 these players, So I think he wanted to get himself fired. That's why he's just said what he said and stuff. But there you go. And then Gary O'Neill turned it around. Well, sorry. Was it Gary O'Neill? Yeah, it was Gary O'Neill. Turned it round. And, what he did was great. As I understand why some of the fans' reaction when he didn't start at the beginning of last season. Wow, what's going on? Even the pundits were saying, what is Bournemouth ownership doing? But now we can see, in hindsight, we can see, this is, okay, I get it now. This is what we want to play a particular style.
Yeah.
And the fact that when we had 4 games left and we'd already secured safety, the fact that we didn't try, the players didn't try, and we lost every single of those 4 games, Bill was not happy at all. He was not happy.
That's a good thing, though. That's a very good thing.
Well, it's a good thing it happened, because if he'd had pushed on and won a few of those games, then we'd probably still have Gary O'Neill now.
Yeah.
But I do sense that there was no real direction as to the style of play and where you wanted the team to go and what type of football you wanted to play.
Okay.
Just grinding out results. So I think, the ownership wants something more of a vision, this type of style. Hey?
Tangible
in terms of
a cup.
Huh?
A cup.
No, I think you just want. We want to progress step by step and get to higher heights. Season after season. But football is and it isn't a science.
Yeah.
It isn't a science when you say, look, if we finish 10th this year and we've got the same players and sign a few more, then we should finish 8th the following year. Well, it doesn't work that way, does it? So, So that is there's a bit of history there. With Liverpool, they're my first Premier League games. Believe it or not, I hadn't been to a Premier League Bournemouth game until 2022, start of that season, 22-23.
I don't think I've been to a Premier League game.
Right. Well, you're gonna have to get
Well, plan is I think next year I'll be going back with those Oasis tickets.
But people watching you now and wearing that Arsenal shirt is going to say, make sure that geezer doesn't get into the stadium.
Mate, I'll be dolled up trying to look like Liam Gallagher, mate. No, the plan is to go back and watch Bournemouth play. Admittedly, whether I get tickets or not's another thing.
Don't give him tickets. Don't give him tickets. He's an Arsenal fan. He's only pretending to be a Bournemouth fan. No. Up the
Cherries. No, mate, I am. I'm planning to go back and watch a game. I genuinely am, but we'll see. Because, like I say, the tickets are can be a bit of a problem, even if I say a reserve game.
It's a reserve game?
Yeah.
What, Bournemouth reserve game?
Yeah. Well, I'm just going on the fact of that. I got tickets for my nephew about 6 years ago. Yeah, it had to be 6 years ago. Yeah. So I'm not fussed about that.
I think they would have expired by now. What's this? Bournemouth versus Bognor Regis? No.
I can't even remember who they played, mate. I generally can't remember. What I remember, it was a cold night, and I told my brother-in-law, I said, look, I'm going to bring a couple of blankets because it gets very cold out there. And he was like, no. I said, trust me, it gets very cold. Just before half-time, I went to go and get a cup of tea, and I come back, so I brought 2 blankets. I was going to bring three, and he goes, oh, no, only one for the boy and yourself, you want one. I come back, both of them were wrapped around them, and they're like this. I said, I told you. Like that. And he was like, yeah. So that's what I remember.
Cold winters.
Yeah.
Was it winter? It was winter, wasn't it?
Yeah, mate, yeah.
See, I never go back to Europe in winter anymore. I think, okay, summer's a bit more, it's more expensive, but you get more value. You get the longer days, you get to do more things,
Yeah.
Okay, things, entry fees for things, and, there's more queues, but I had no regrets going to Scotland, Wales,
You did
England.
a long stint, didn't you?
I did. I was 6 weeks. It was a career break.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, summer different. I mean, beginning. Obviously, I timed the trip to make sure I had a few games.
Yeah, you did. Yep, I remember that.
But, that was good.
Actually, saying that, I just thought, well, if it's going to be June, July, August, I think I've got more chance of seeing the Pope.
The Pope.
Yeah, than watching a football game. I'll be honest, that'll be well, I don't even know if it'll be pre-seasons then. Will there?
Don't know.
August? July?
Normally starts beginning to the middle of August. Yeah, it just depends. If there's a major tournament in the summer.
Yeah.
But we've just had one, so you should be fine.
Yeah.
But when are the Oasis tickets?
They're actually, well, I'm looking for London, so it's the end of July.
Okay, there's no football then.
No, so that's a shame.
Yeah, well, you haven't bought your plane tickets yet, so you
not
just
at
want
all.
to make sure you squeeze it in.
I haven't even got the Oasis tickets yet.
I know.
It's mate. I'm calling out to the universe on this one. I need 3. Well, I'll probably buy 4, but I need 3.
Always
tickets.
buy 4.
Yeah, always buy 4. I bought 4 tickets for the Rio Olympics, and
I know.
And I couldn't get rid of them. I couldn't get rid of 2 of them.
No.
So.
I had tickets for baseball games in Atlanta, and I tried to sell them to the ticket touts.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't accept them either.
Why not?
Only because I only had one. One here, one there, one there. They wanted at least 2. And they were saying, yo, man, I can't do nothing with this. And, yeah. But that's good. You got anything else in your notes?
Mate,
got a few bits and pieces
not
here
really.
and there.
That was it. It was a very short week for me for looking at stuff. I'll be honest with you. There was only 3 things, and one of them was really non-related to
Oasis.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I've had a busy week, mate. You've been really busy with.
Yeah, we managed
with your notes.
With my notes. I just wrote these just now. Well, we've got the weekend coming up. Actually, it is the weekend.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we did anything with our predictions from last week. I did predict a Brighton win, so I got that right. And obviously the obvious ones are Man City and Liverpool winning. I think we got those right. You predicted Manchester United to win.
Yeah. That was a shame. That was a shocker, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I think Brighton have got a good squad this year. One thing we did touch on it just earlier was the goalkeeper merry-go-round. So we've obviously had Neto go to Arsenal. We've had Kepa from Chelsea to Bournemouth, and we've also had a certain Rambo from Arsenal to Southampton.
Oh, that's how slow I've been.
Hey?
That's how slow I've been with all this.
So it's a bit of a shame. because I like Rambo. He's a good bloke, good goalkeeper. But the thing with Kepa is that he's Basque from Bilbao, and our coach is from Bilbao, and they know each other, and I guess that's probably one of the ways you can get the most out of a player if you know how a player ticks.
Yeah.
And you can shout at him in Spanish. Tu madre, vamos, que...
Derecha, derecha!
Derecha. And so yeah, we'll see. I think it's a given that he's going to start the game against Everton today.
Okay.
And...
Well, they got that paperwork sorted quick, didn't they?
Yeah. I don't know. Obviously, he's already got the permit to work in England. He is the most expensive goalkeeper ever signed, but then that's Chelsea throwing money around, isn't it? 75 million quid. 75 million quid. And that wasn't just recently, that was before COVID or after COVID, I can't remember.
Was it?
Yeah, 75 million. I mean, that was like, excuse me.
Imagine that.
Well, we sold Rambo to Sheffield United when we got relegated, I think for, 20?
Okay. That's
a lot of money,
huge amount. 20 million.
Yeah. But I mean, he had an awesome season, even though we got relegated, and obviously you can only get relegated by conceding goals and not scoring enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm sort of happy for him, but not happy he's gone to Southampton, I suppose. So, and I think the Snake's also gone to Southampton on a permanent move. Do you know who I'm referring to? No. Come on, the Snake.
Who's the Snake?
The Snake, the one and only Snake. Ryan Fraser. Why do we call him the Snake? Because during the COVID season, it obviously extended beyond June the 30th because there was a break.
Okay.
And all contracts are signed up until June the 30th, right?
Okay.
That's the cut-off time. So basically, you finish in normally mid-May, give or take, a week or so. And then you have a bit of a break, or you prepare for the following season, depending whereabouts you are in your contract. But his contract expired on June the 30th. But then, of course, we start playing again the last few games. July, we went into the July, I think up until about the middle of July or something like that, or maybe middle to the end of July. And he refused to play. Because there was interest from Newcastle United.
I don't remember that.
For him to go to Newcastle, and he didn't want to injure himself.
I don't remember that.
And so pretty much all the Bournemouth players said, yeah, of course, we'll finish the round of games, because that's what we were contracted for, even though it went beyond June the 30th. He flat out refused. And that's why we call him the Snake. Because then he had the audacity to then say... no, in hindsight, after Bournemouth had been relegated, is that, if I had played, maybe Bournemouth wouldn't have been relegated, blah, blah, blah. It's almost
Cheers,
like...
mate.
Yeah, exactly right. Twisting the knife even more into your side. But
obviously then he wasn't happy there.
I don't know. It's just... and then, of course, he wouldn't have been happy when Eddie Howe went to Newcastle.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I think he's been signed permanently for Southampton now.
Okay.
I mean, everyone that comes to play for Bournemouth has beach houses and things like that. So why would you sell?
That's the thing. It's only down the road. So how old is he now?
No idea. Don't care. Obviously old enough to play still.
Yeah, well, the thing is for that, he's probably settling down now, and he's thinking, right, well, I've got a house here in Bournemouth. If I'm playing in Southampton, 45 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
That's a lot of them think that, I imagine.
Anyway, that will be an interesting derby. Well, derby. The derby that's not a derby.
Yeah.
Because Southampton consider Portsmouth their main rival, but historically at least. That should be an interesting one. I think we play them in Australia. We play them soon-ish at 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's not too bad of a time, is it? Really?
5 o'clock. Look, I only get up for a 5 o'clock game if it's against the Southampton. I was going to call them there, but I shouldn't. I wouldn't. So yeah. So maybe at Cheers Bar. By the way, we are at Cheers Bar. Can you tell?
Yep.
This.
Do we have a derby?
We.
Yeah.
No.
Bournemouth, we don't, do we?
Only against Bournemouth versus Paul Borough.
Spat then. I actually physically spat.
That's Matt's team.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about this. I was like, the only thing that we could probably, even though what we've just spoke about now, would be Southampton. There's no one else.
But ours is the kind of the New Forest derby, the M27 derby.
The M27, yeah.
But mind you, that starts in Ringwood, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Just beyond Ringwood. M27.
Yeah, M27. Then it's M3. Then it's.
Is it the A31 that starts at Ringwood?
And then M25. So say
25 's the ring
M27,
road around
M25.
London.
Yeah. So that's basically for us if we were to go to Bournemouth to London, and then you got to stop off at Fleet because that's in the highway code. You have to. You have to stop off at Fleet. Go in there, use the toilets, have a Burger King, not a Hungry Jack's.
Just like the Warwick services. If you're going north.
That's it.
I think I went there 4 times in the space of 2 trips. There and then back again.
I remember, right, when I was a young lad.
Speak closer to the microphone.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Yeah.
Getting told off. Getting told
I do. The technical man should know better.
Right. I remember you walk across the other side of the road with the tunnel. I say, with the bridge. I was like, it's amazing. That's how much things amazed me back in the day.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just to look at Street Fighter 2 in the arcades because they got a little slot machine thing there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Back in the day.
Street Fighter 2. I remember those. All right, so we've got a set of games this weekend. We've got 12:30 on Saturday, which is today. We've got the Gunners versus the Seagulls.
See, now that is going to be an interesting game then. I still think that Arsenal's going to win it, but just don't rule them out. Don't rule Brighton out.
Brighton out, yeah. I can't see Arsenal losing that, especially at home. So yeah, I think that's going to be an Arsenal win. Then we have Brentford versus Southampton. Brentford at home versus Southampton.
Draw.
I think Brentford win, no worries.
I reckon it's going to be 1-1.
Southampton still haven't got any points yet.
1-1.
I'm trying to convince him it's a Brentford win. But anyway.
Okay. What do you think?
I think it's going to be 2 or 3-0 to Brentford.
Okay, all right.
Especially if the Snakes play. So yeah. Then we've got this Everton versus Bournemouth. I said it this morning on the Twitter space with Roberts and Turner, and I said 3-1. Dango 2 goals to make up for the 2 that he had disallowed, and Evan Nilsson to get onto the score sheet.
I'll go with that. Definitely go with that. Yeah.
Who's going to score the Everton goal?
I
put him on the spot, you see.
I don't know. I got no idea.
That's why I put him on the spot.
I got no idea. I reckon the person in the blue shirt. No, I got no idea who's in the Everton team.
I thought Richarlison was, but I think he's at Spurs now.
Yeah.
I get all these names mixed up now.
Half of the... Actually, I'm going to say half. I'm going to say 99... well, about 98% of the Premier League. I couldn't tell you.
No.
Couldn't tell you. As much as I like to watch... But I'm like this with any team now. It's like I watch it. I love a good game. I can't tell you.
Yeah. And I don't look at the details mostly. I just like to be entertained and just see some good football.
Yeah.
Rather than analysing and knowing, what player did what and yeah. So okay, Ipswich versus Fulham. Ipswich at home, Portman Road.
1-0.
I reckon it will be a draw.
Do you? Okay.
I reckon it'll be a draw. Yeah,
I'd have said
Ipswich.
Ipswich 1-0. I was thinking.
Oh, 1-0. Oh, okay.
Thinking.
Yeah. Leicester Villa. Leicester
Newly promoted. I don't know, mate.
I reckon Villa wins away
Yeah.
at Leicester.
What are we saying? 2?
Huh?
2?
2-0?
Yeah.
No, I reckon 1-0.
Okay.
But that's just me. Then
See, I'd have said that would have been a draw.
Hey?
I would have said that would have been a draw.
Oh, you can say that. You say it's a draw, I say it's a 1-0 win to Leicester. I mean to Villa. Well, we've got Forest versus Wolves.
Yeah, it's got to be Forest.
I reckon Wolves have just come that big spanking 6-2 at home against Chelsea. Do you think they'll be like majorly fired up?
I reckon they'll be tired. And I'm not taking the mickey. I reckon they'll be tired. I've seen games like this, and then the next game they're a little bit flat. The only teams that don't do that are City, Liverpool, Arsenal.
The Forest have got 4 points. They've won. They've drawn one and won away at Southampton.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Did you predict that the Forest would win at Southampton? I think you did.
Possibly. I don't know, mate.
So long ago.
I does, didn't it? I was about to say I went to bed last night, so I don't remember what happened. And there's been 7 nights in between that, or 6 nights actually. But do you know what I mean? It's like I don't remember.
I think, to be honest, I think Wolves will come back and maybe get a draw at Forest.
Okay.
So you reckon Forest will win?
Yeah. No, I'm
Okay.
yeah.
West Ham versus City.
Oh.
Okay, moving on. Chelsea.
That was great.
Why bother?
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
That was amazing. That was just like, let's move on. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, I feel for the fans playing, going to the London Stadium because, just like when you go to the opera, you get these little fancy little glasses. That you have to get handed one of those, like some kind of binoculars. I've been to the stadium. I've been to London Stadium. I've got a story. Do you want to hear a story?
Go for it. Yep. See
All right. So 2016, I was in London. I was in Vauxhall. It was my last day in London, and that night I was going to be flying to Spain. And I message Max Fitzgerald, who was the head of media and communications at AFC Bournemouth, and was now working at West Ham. So I said to him, "Oh, I'm in town. What you doing?" He says, "Oh, I'm busy at the moment, but at 1 o'clock I'm free. Won't you come over?" So I go over to. I was in Vauxhall. The first challenge is to figure out how to get to Stratford or Stretford. I can't remember which one it is. Stretford. It's Stratford. That's the closest tube station, and then of course you get an LDR London light rail or whatever it's called to get close to the stadium. May I just say, Vauxhall is also where MI5 is.
Yeah.
And did you know that outside Vauxhall train station you can take a leak outside in open air toilet and have a leak whilst also looking at MI5? It's got to be the only spy agency in the world where you can have a leak and also look at the building at the same time. In
and you did.
And I did. I thought, why not? This is. You're looking for cameras now, aren't you? So anyway, I figured out how to get to West Ham. It took a lot longer than I thought. It took over an hour and 15. Yeah. I go to there was a tent, a security guard tent outside the stadium. So I just walk in there as if I owned the place. And I say, here to see Max from the head of media and communication at West Ham. Oh, yeah. Put an armband, a purple one.
Yeah.
By my hand. And so, just...
So you can come in and out all day as long as you want.
Well, you just said, just go in.
A fairground ride.
Anyway, so I go into the background of into the stadium, right? But I'm sandwiched between doors that only open from the other side in.
Okay.
So I'm walking around. And so I WhatsApped Max and I said, "Oh, I'm in." He said, "How did you get in?" I told him the story and he said, just shook his head and goes, "Oh my gosh, we've had issues with this lot before, and kids from the area getting onto the roof of the London Stadium."
No way.
Yeah, they've had issues, security breaches and issues and stuff like that. And so here's me. I could have just been anyone. Just the fact that I mentioned someone's name and they said, oh, yeah, go ahead. So anyway, so I met at the coffee shop, first of all, the club store. May I congratulate West Ham's coffee shop on the absolute best coffee I've ever had in England.
Okay.
It was out of this world. I was going to order a second one, but Max took me around to London Stadium.
Nice.
Just we went through,
Nice.
the dressing rooms and the usual places that you go on a tour. And sat on the seats, on the the player seats and stuff, and just we mainly chatted about Bournemouth, and I'm not a West Ham fan, so it didn't really. But I was actually amazed at how far the other side of the pitch was.
Yeah.
From where I was standing, I'm thinking you can't see anything.
It's the excuse me. It's the old Olympic Stadium, isn't it?
The London Olympics,
Yeah.
So at one point, Tottenham and West Ham were sort of trying
Yes,
to
yeah.
get into, the ownership and stuff like that. But I think, I think West Ham are probably the rightful owners, to be honest. I mean, I think they're leasing it, or I don't know.
Yeah,
what
they
the-
don't
what-
own it. They're leasing
It's too big.
Yeah.
It's too,
Yeah.
a bit too expensive. But then I think at the end of the day, Spurs has got a pretty fantastic stadium. So it was. I think it worked out well in the end. But it was an interesting trip inside to that stadium.
See, that would be nice, mate. That would be really nice to go around all as an anorak, right? It'd be nice to go around all the stadiums, have a look, walk around. You can do tours of some of them, can't you?
I would say most of them, actually.
Yeah, just to go round, just to spot them, to spot them. To just look at them.
Anoraks, train spotting. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because they're great architectural wonders, aren't they? Just like all
some
the
are,
seating and
Yeah, some are absolute monsters, but all right. So that's West Ham versus City. Chelsea Palace on Sunday at 1:30 in the.
Well, what do you think on that one? Because
I think
you said-
Chelsea.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to, give Palace. I think I predicted Palace win last week and they didn't do it, and but Chelsea at home.
Okay.
There's no contest really. I think, and then also at 1:30, the Toon versus the Tot, or Newcastle versus Spurs. That's an exciting one, isn't it? I think Spurs will edge that. Only because I don't know what's going on at Newcastle. I don't think they've really signed anyone this window. I mean, they've got all the money, but they're not doing anything. What's going on?
I don't know. Has he got the money? Has our Ed got?
Yeah. Well, you'd think so. I mean, from a fan's perspective, you're thinking, surely. I mean, the Saudi fund.
Yeah, but then yet again, this is one of the
FFP.
things. Yeah, this is one of the things that.
Maybe they've already spent and they're just trying to be a bit frugal in their third year.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, that's what I imagine it's going to be. I imagine now it's got to the point where they're like, we've spent too much, we've got to recuperate. Yeah, again, let's returf the pitch.
And don't buy PG tips anymore. Just get the Sainsbury's local tea.
Yeah, but you can pick it up for cheaper. Right, this is what annoys me. You go over here, you want to buy PG tips. You go to the places that sell them, and they've normally got a badge on them for like £2. And you go, oh, okay. You think, well, it cost them £2. And then when you go to buy them, it's like $10. And you go, how does that work out?
Well, you've got to pay for the
PG tips.
customs clearance. Right?
They probably nicked a couple out of there anyway. They always cut a hole out. Have a look. Is there really tea bags in there?
Yeah, that's more for coffee.
Yeah.
I reckon Spurs will win that one. What do you? I mean, this is at St James Park.
Mate, you'd think Spurs would do it. You think, but
Would you say Newcastle's an unpredictable side, or not yet? Not yet.
they have been in the past, haven't they? They have been out of nowhere. They'll sort of like what Arsenal used to do. They'd win against the good teams and then lose to the really poor teams of the league. I've seen that happen.
Arsenal.
Well, no, Newcastle as well.
Newcastle as well.
Yeah. So you see that. You
Arsenal
see
don't lose often, not in the last few years.
No, not in the last few years, no. But just
Yeah. Actually, one thing I was going to mention, I think it was one of the earlier podcasts, you were trying to remember one of his high-scoring games. I always remember that Arsenal-Reading 7-5. Remember that?
Now you said it, yes.
That was a backwards and forwards, and I think that was only won in the last few minutes because Reading was taking the lead, and it was Arsenal, there was Reading, and this is obviously when Reading was in the Premier League, but that was one of the most amazing games. There's one of those score lines you're thinking, what? Someone's made a mistake somewhere.
Yeah, I know. It's 7.
7-5.
No one scores 7 goals, do they? They
well,
score 9 or 10. They never score 7. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They score 5. They don't. Maybe 6.
Actually, I was going to give you. A trivia, and don't answer.
Okay.
So, what does Bournemouth, Southampton, and Ipswich all have in common? Put the answer down in the description.
Same flight path.
Shut up.
That was you were just no. Well, I'm off.
Could do that, couldn't I? All right, we're missing. I guess the last game for this weekend, and I guess this is the game a lot of fans look forward to every season. Manchester United versus Liverpool.
Ooh.
The old enemies.
Liverpool got to do this, haven't they? They've got to do it.
It's at home to Man U.
They're still not strong.
You reckon?
Yeah, they're not that strong, mate. Liverpool, they're still coming off the back from a couple of years, I'd say, of how good they are. I'd say that's got to be it. Well, I'm going to say I can't pick twice, can I? I would have said either 2-1 or 3-0. Or 2, yeah. I reckon
7-5
or 6-3 or 21-22. No, I generally think it's going to be like 2-0, 3-0
to Liverpool.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure, actually.
Oh, why? How?
No. I think it's you know when the FA Cup final, Manchester City versus Manchester United. Everyone's giving Manchester City the trophy before the game begins, and Manchester United end up winning it.
Okay.
I think it would be a draw.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
all right.
sorry, cheers, Bale. I know you're Liverpool.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know. It's just they haven't really played well to date, and I think this is the occasion where Ten Hag will go, get it together, guys.
Okay.
So I reckon it'll be a 2-2 draw.
Wow.
Something like that.
Okay.
All right, I don't want to leave out Hibs.
Yep.
So it's Killy on Sunday. Killy versus Hibs. Kilmarnock versus Hibs. Hibs got their first point last weekend against Dundee at home. They were leading 2-1 and then a frustrating equaliser at the end.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Hibs will actually win this one.
Okay.
Kilmarnock, I think, are bottom. Not that Hibs are that far off. I mean, they've only got 1 point so far out of 3 games. But I think David Gray will kick him in the backside and try and make up for conceding a late goal last week. He said, "Sort it out, guys."
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what happened.
Okay. Well, hopefully. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they failed to get their midfield maestro by deadline day from Dundee. So
who was that? Who did they want?
Some redhead guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Who drank iron brew?
An 8 Scotch Pride. Yeah, I was a bit disappointed. They went and I should make a note of the names of these players, but you know, time pressure is pretty full on. But they went. All they've done is signed another striker, defence. They're not addressing the problem. The problem is the midfield. They haven't got leaders in midfield, so they're not. But what is the midfield all of a sudden? Become expensive. The other thing is, I mentioned this morning that I thought Bournemouth might loan them some players this season.
Are they allowed?
They are, but I don't think Bournemouth have got enough players to loan out anymore because we've had, at least six or so players leave. and only 4 come in. So
have we not got a reserve team or a third team?
I mean, what a reserve player goes to Scotland, you might.
I said this. It's like
You might scar this player for life. You know.
It come
being
back
from
talking like
Bournemouth.
this, man. No, this is the
No, I
thing.
only say that for the cold, you know, like the cold freezing. If he's from Bournemouth, he has never been.
He'll
north.
be fine. Right, but this is the one thing that I said, like when Dom left. It's like they put Semenyo up front, and that you're telling me there's no one chomping at the bit to come from the reserve to say, look, boss, I'm ready. Or better still, there's no one in that team that they can go, look, I'd say let's give him a chance just for one game.
First game of the season, though, isn't it?
I suppose, but there's surely got to be someone that can sit on that subs bench.
I know. Yeah.
So there's surely got to be someone that they can loan out up there.
Well, Jefferson, he would have been on the subs bench, surely.
Don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. But
Yeah. Don't forget, it's also politics, and it's also you know. I'm not saying that favouritism happens at Bournemouth in amongst the players and stuff, because I think Iraola would be more, you know, he would pick the squad that he thinks on merit. But you would think someone from the reserves. But you've got 25 players per season,
I suppose.
So if they're not in that list of 25, you can't bring in someone from the reserve.
Okay. I thought they used to. Well, I don't know. I'm looking at it from a different perspective. I always thought that they could.
Well, for Paul Borough, yes, you could have done those things. So I'm having a go at Paul Borough today, aren't I?
They were a good team. I don't know what they're doing now. Comment below. No, I don't know what they're doing now, mate. I really don't. Yeah, got no idea. No, I don't know. I just see things differently.
That's all right. I like that. That brings a different angle, doesn't it?
Yeah. Not unless they've tightened the rules up, because I know that years ago this is how like the likes of Wayne Rooney used to come through. How old was he? Was he like 16, 17?
He was a young lad, wasn't he?
When he played for Everton. He scored against Arsenal, wasn't it? It just popped out. Well, he didn't just pop out of nowhere. That's a lie. But he just popped. He just scored that goal from about 500 yards out, and it was a screamer. Yeah. So. Different days, mate, maybe.
Different days. I know, yeah, the rules have always been tightened, don't they? It's never the other way round.
No.
Oh, let's relax the rules. Let's get rid of VAR and just have goal line technology. I mean, that's what I thought VAR was supposed to be at the beginning, you know, just goal line technology.
Well, yeah.
But it's a bit of a spectacle now. So anyway, let's see what happens today against Everton.
Yep.
I'm hoping there's going to be no controversy. Hopefully.
We'll see. Don't know.
Muy bien.
Yeah. I've got one last thing.
Yep.
Auckland FC.
What about him?
I understand now that you mentioned this to me.
I did. I forgot about it.
Shirt sizes.
A chart, a size chart. After 7 podcast episodes, nagging them on Facebook and on Twitter, befriending a few Auckland fans on our Nick and Matt's football podcast Twitter, and then I guess the final straw for Auckland FC was the humiliating focal point blue and black top last week with the logo falling off. They thought, right, we've got to sort this out.
Yeah.
So they've actually put a size chart on their website.
I wonder if that was thanks to you.
It was, totally. 100%. I have no doubt in my mind.
I wonder, that'd be amazing. That would be. I always think that's a great thing. If someone
fan power.
Heard you.
It's called fan power, my friend.
Yeah. And we have
or
the
nagging.
power. Or nagging. Yeah, I wonder if that is. That'd be amazing.
Amazeballs.
Yeah, amazeballs, yeah. Amazeballs. Right.
All right. I think, hemos terminado el podcast.
Sí.
Sí. No hay nada más que decir. There's nothing else more to say. I was going to say that probably the whole reason why Neto went to Arsenal was because, and this is what reminded me by speaking Spanish, Juan Garcia, who was the Espanyol goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Arsenal was very, very keen to sign him.
Okay.
But they weren't going to pay the €20 million clause. And this is very unusual for Espanyol, because normally if you just dangle a carrot in front of Espanyol, they go, oh, go on then, and we'll take the money, whatever you offer. So that was quite strange, actually, that Arsenal wouldn't part with 20 million quid or
20 million
for a goalkeeper, which for Arsenal was nothing really.
Yeah.
But I mean, then they're going to pay Neto's full wages. So Joan Garcia is an up-and-coming local goalkeeper for Espanyol. I'm actually quite happy that he's staying there, because the Espanyol is my Spanish team.
Yeah.
And we need to be solid at the back.
Okay.
And he is a very good goalkeeper. Actually, sorry, he's a rubbish goalkeeper. No one wants to sign him. Forget about Joan Garcia. So that's probably why they have Neto as a backup.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing is Joan Garcia would have known that he would have been number 2 anyway to David Raya. So
Yeah.
again, that might be a factor. But I think the ultimate factor would have been the money issue. 20 million. I mean, come on, Arsenal.
Yeah.
But
So you're
could
there.
be FFP. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? So
I don't know, mate. I don't know.
there you go. Money. Dinero. Da, 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 da. Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Mate.
That is that's episode 8
Yeah.
done.
The weekly roundup.
The weekly roundup.
Yeah.
I think this is a section. Why not? It's fun. Adds to the. It'll show our lack of knowledge or some knowledge.
Yeah, no. Like we said on the first
You can
one.
let go of the microphone now. He's been holding the microphone the whole time as if it's going to escape somewhere.
It's just I'm so used to doing karaoke. It's impromptu karaoke. Mama! Yeah, so like we said in the first one, is this going to get better? No. Is it? No. It will. It gets better. It all gets better. Yeah.
We'll just try new things, and I think we need to work on our thumbnails.
Yes, there's a royal we there, isn't there? Yeah. No, yeah. Well, where we've been on Zoom, we haven't been able to get like now, like today's one, there'll be a perfect picture of you, because there's enough light, there'll be a perfect picture of me, so I can put them
on screen.
Or even if we just take screenshots like this and then just slap them side by side, it doesn't matter, do you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I've been watching some YouTube videos, not football related, but at the beginning of, you got about half a minute of someone talking, and then they don't give the answer, and then
I know that. Yeah, they leave you on a cliffhanger.
So we're gonna have to think about what can we say that's on a cliffhanger. I was on Bournemouth Beach the other day, and
those two women. Don't know.
Oh, we'll work it out. We'll find different things.
Cool.
All right, thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you as always.
And thank you, Cheers Bar, for letting us be here in 80 Proof, which is the section downstairs, which is a perfect place, isn't it?
Yeah, amazing. Looking around, we haven't been bothered. It's quite quiet, apart from the chefs chopping in the background.
That's fine. It's not that noise. Not compared to the last time we were at Cheers Bar, we had the All Blacks.
That was funny.
Supporters.
Yeah.
You had to do some serious decompressing.
Yes, I did, yeah.
So not so much today.
No, should be all right. Anyway. All right, my friend.
All right. Thanks for being with us, and see you next week.
Yep, next week. Take care. See ya.
Bye.